I mean, I hate to be the voice of reason, but
dude, I by the way, real quick, I've been called some fucked up shit. Some of the shit that I've been tweeted at tonight. I mean, you're a drunk, your hugs is bartender, fix your teeth. You're a loser. That's why you were promoted from video court. I've been tweeted everything tonight. Tonight's been entertaining on Twitter in terms of my mentions. Now, the actual issue is what we're both passionate about because it's bullshit.
yeah, this is absolute bullshit. Duke, Wake Forest upsets Duke. Yes, they jumped on the court with 0.2 of a second left. Okay. It'd be better if they didn't do that, but shit happens. The game was already out of fucking reach. And Kyle Filipowski completely, in my opinion, goes out of his way to trip and hit somebody. Trip and push, sort of a push. And the outcry, and then he gets injured. The outcry here is just so fucking ridiculous. I cannot. I'm 41 years old. I'm a man. I'm 40. I'm 41 years old right now. The amount of bullshit, the amount of people I've been arguing with online, it is the dumbest shit of all fucking time. In my opinion, see, we're just so out of touch. Like I feel like our society is so fucking weak because I actually think Filipowski should be suspended. I'm like, he goes out of his way to hurt someone. Court storming has been happening for 100 fucking years. Look, I just researched an article in the 1940s of a court storming. We know we have footage of Bob Cousy dribbling around the fucking Boston Garden with the court storming. Shut the fuck up with this shit. Shut up. No one's ever been hurt. No one's okay. You can name a case where a soccer game in fucking Brazil or some shit. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. John Shire, you're a piece of shit. Steve Forbes, I love you, but what the fuck are you talking about? All these coaches, these fans pay your fucking salary. This is why college basketball is better. We don't want to watch a corporate fucking NBA game. We want the fan experience. I've stormed plenty of courts. Have I ever gone out of my way and fucking hit anybody? No, even though I'm sure I would love to, right? Like right now, I would love to jump on and hit fucking Kyle Filipowski. This is fucking outrage, man. This is absolute fucking outrage. He is a bitch. He is a true bitch. He goes out of his way. And then John Shire, fuck you, John Shire, you fucking private school pussy. Oh my God. You're sitting here saying, what are we going to do about this court storming? Caitlin Clark situation. Caitlin Clark did the same fucking thing as Kyle Filipowski. They went out of their way to hit another person. Anyone that has this take, I've argued with Pat Forty. Pat Forty, I think you do a great job for a lot of things in sports. However, your opinion here, horrible. All right, Nicole Auerbach. Yeah, okay, you cover college football well, but guess what? Your opinion here, horrible. I can go on and on and on. You guys all suck at your job. You're afraid to have any fucking guts. You're afraid to have guts because look at the tape. The tape tells you everything. The tape tells you everything.
Absolutely. And you can go further down. Jay Billis. We love Jay Billis. But that terrible take. Seth Greenberg. Terrible. Jeff Goodman. Rob Dawson.
Yeah, everyone's afraid. Everyone's a pussy. Jay Billis is also a lawyer. Look, we've had Jay on the show. Jay's a nice guy. He's a lawyer. He's looking at this bullshit. Like, come on, man. This is absurd. They're going to destroy the fucking sport. This is going to destroy the fucking sport. It's coming anyway. It's just ridiculous to me that I honestly think they should suspend him. He goes out of his way. You could have avoided that. You could have avoided it. Yeah. And it's like, oh, so he was yelling? Well, welcome to fucking a road game. Welcome to a road game. You're going to, and Duke fans. Yeah.
Do you remember the
Duke fans saying they never stormed? Yeah.
Oh my God. Do you remember the days when they used to yell JJ Redick's sister's phone number out? Personal shit, like actual personal shit. And by the way, how long was Coach K there? 40 years? How many players got hurt?
Yeah.
Nobody has ever gotten hurt in a court storm.
Dude, everybody the history of the whole fucking sport.
This has been brewing. Now get the fuck out of here. But just because you got a couple people that see contact, want a little bit of attention, tried to trip him and shove him, and they ended up getting their ankle or knee. I mean, we can't even make up if it's an ankle or a fucking knee injury. I mean, if
it's all bullshit.
He sprained his ankle.
I hope he breaks his fucking leg. I hope he breaks his leg. He started the fucking thing. All right.
It's like Caddyshack.
This is ridiculous.
My arm is broken.
He's a fucking sore loser. He's a sore loser. They're storming the court, and he had to be a little bitch like that. Right on cue. Right on fucking cue.
Yeah. We're 5 minutes into this. Do you want to show the video?
Show the tape. There's a crew to film. This is we'll do it again with like there was Caitlin Clark. No. Go to the beginning. Go to the beginning. Oh, he trips the person. He sticks his leg out and trips the person. Now someone pushes him. Oh, that's what you get for tripping somebody. Oh, and then the rest. Get the fuck out of here. They're all pussies. And John Shire running on the court. What is he doing? He could just sit there and let him go by. He can let him go by and everything's fine. No one cares about Kyle Filipowski. No one is trying to get in his face. They're running to center court. Absolutely
he even extends
absurd.
His arms trying to push this guy.
It's the same as fucking Caitlin Clark. It is the same as fucking Caitlin Clark. Even worse, maybe. I think it actually is probably a little worse. And for everyone to take this side is absurd to me. It's just ridiculous. Absolutely absurd. Wake Forest athletic director saying, "Oh, well, you can't have this. We're going to be at the forefront." Blah 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 blah.
Fuck out of here.
Cool. Kill the game. Kill the game. What makes college basketball unique? Yeah. What makes college basketball unique is it's an experiment that dude. You go to a fucking. I get free Laker and Clipper tickets all the time. It's horrible. It's like going to It's like going to an Instagram party. It's just sitting there. Half the people are just sitting. They're not even paying attention to the game. They're taking the photos of this, right? They don't even care. It's a corporate hangout. It's a corporate happy hour. What makes college basketball unique is it's intimate. And this is a rare experience. Anyone that doesn't understand court storming doesn't understand the fucking sport. And it's just absurd that anyone can. Oh my God. This is the end. Look, even football. I argue on that they should storm in football all the time, but at least I understand that a goalpost is going down. In basketball, shut the fuck up. There's nothing. All right. It's just absurd, man. This has been 100 years of history here. It's just dumbest fucking thing. Everyone's a fucking coward. I don't know if they're just afraid to speak freely. There's no way they can really have this fucking opinion. Seth Greenberg, you coached in the sport for a long time with this happening. What was it then? I'm sure you loved it when Virginia Tech stormed the fucking court.
Against Duke. God. His most memorable memory is him kissing babies after they beat Duke. He goes, "We're in the tournament." And then they lost to Boston College. But his most memorable moment is we were going dancing. We beat Duke. I love everybody. And now he's like, "Oh, we got to ban it." No, we don't need to ban it. Get the fuck out of here. And I have been on both sides of being court stormed. I have fucking, what's that?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt Ryan. I wanted Colby to hit on this point too, but a comment. Keep going.
I've been on both sides. We were number 5 or 6 I don't even remember what it was. It was Chris Beard's first year at Texas Tech. They beat us in overtime. He was trying to build it there, and they stormed the shit out of the court, and they should have. We were fucking Press Virginia. We were 20 fucking in 2 or whatever. I don't even remember what we were. We were number 6 in the country. You know what? I was low man on the totem pole. I made sure our guys got off. Like the Duke guys should have for the last 40 years. And on the other side,
dude, no one's coming. No one's. On the other side, trying to. Yeah.
On the other side,
I'm sorry.
How many times have we stormed against Kansas? I make a joke. We storm against Kansas every year because we always beat Kansas. Has Kansas ever gotten hurt? No. Nobody ever gets hurt in these court storms. Other than
even Filipowski, no one was going for Filipowski. No one was trying to hurt him.
Nobody was trying to hurt him.
Get the fuck out of here with this player. He's the one that initiates the contact.
Why wouldn't he go the other side? He goes out of his way to
do it.
Why wouldn't he? He was 6 feet away from the other sideline. All he's got to do is walk over there, walk through the sideline, go the long way. I mean, everybody know you play at fucking Duke. You play Kentucky. You play Kansas. You know what you sign up for. They're going to storm the court. C. Forbes took a timeout with 1 second. You could see the players or the students fucking getting ready to storm the shit out of the court. Yeah. You couldn't avoid that. Like
yeah.
he knew what the fuck he was doing, and I think it's fitting that he's got an ankle injury, a knee injury. I don't even know what the fuck it is. I'm sure he'll sit out against Louisville.
Bitch. And John Shire is such a fucking private school bitch, man.
Would you like to show the Shire clip? Since we're talking about the injury now, because
I mean,
because like Max said, it was he mentioned sprained ankle.
Sprained ankle,
and then,
I don't even know what he hurt.
And then it comes out after that it's a sprained knee now, according to Matt Norlander. So
I think it's a sprained vagina personally, but
so
continue.
either way, I looked it up, and if Google doctors are correct, sprained ankle, okay, 4 to 6 weeks it fully heals. Sprained knee, 6 weeks. You know what? Duke can probably try to make prove a point and sit him. Their next game, it's Louisville. Go ahead, sit him for Louisville. If he plays on Virginia, we know if this is true or not. All right, let's get into the shot.
Yeah, he's such a fucking bitch.
Lost.
I mean,
but look, for me, I'm more concerned about the well-being of our guys. You know, Flip sprains his ankle. When are we going to ban court storming? Like, when are we going to ban that? Like, how many times does a player have to get into something?
How many times? What times?
Or they get pushed, or they get taunted.
Ooh.
Right?
Ooh.
In their face. And it's a dangerous thing. And I don't want that to take away from the game that Wake played. Because Wake played a big-time game. Salas was as good as could be today. And hats off to them. But you look around the country, and Caitlin Clark, something happens. And now Flip, I don't know what his status is going to be. He sprains his ankle. And it's one thing, like, when I played, at least it was 10 seconds in the court, you would storm the court. Now it's the buzzer doesn't even go off, and they're running on the floor. And this has happened to us a bunch this year. It's part of it. I don't want this to take away at all from Wake. They earned it. They deserve the win. Steve is a hell of a coach. I respect the heck out of him and his team. They're really good. And if this is an example that they need to be in the tournament, what are we even talking about? So I'll answer any questions, but for me, that's hats off to them. We need to be better. We need to learn from this.
We need to be better. Yeah, your basketball team needs to be better, and they need to handle fucking the etiquette better by not tripping somebody. I mean, what are we doing here? What the fuck are we doing? Noah, show me the. Do you have the clip of Duke? It's funny. A lot of people think Duke never stormed the court, but once upon a time in the '80s, when North Carolina was the clear blue blood at the time, and Coach K had yet to build this thing. Dean Smith was ruling shit. Michael Jordan, James Worthy, Sam Perkins, all those guys were on North Carolina, and the ACC was loaded. Maryland had Len Bias. Virginia had Ralph Sampson. Lefty Drizel, he just passed away the other day. Rest in peace. Right, he was the coach of Maryland. Look, show what happened back then when Duke was just a nobody. Do you have that? Can you load that up? Give it audio too, if you can.
Ready for somebody to be fouled immediately. Here's Moses inbounding the Crow. Did he foul him inside? No, he did not.
Oh, look at this. Isn't this crazy? The players, how could they deal with that?
Oh,
how could they deal with that? Oh my God. Len Bias had to deal with that. Holy shit. That's probably what killed him later on. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is just disgusting. This is disgusting. Look at this. They're having a party on the fucking court. Oh my God.
Do you realize we had 3 court storms on Thursday night and nobody got hurt?
Yeah.
Nobody?
Yeah. Tarleton State, I don't even know if you're counting Tarleton State who stormed. Yes.
Penn State.
This is ridiculous. Duke gets on their high horse. Duke fans think they never stormed. Oh, just because you've been number 1 or number 2 or number 3 over the past 30 or 40 years. Don't forget when you were a nobody, you stormed all the fucking time. Get this shit out of here.
You could go to everybody can look it up in the chat right now. They beat, I think, Virginia Tech in 2006 against Sean Dockery or whatever his name was. Hit a half-court bank shot. They stormed the court, and they were number 2 or number 1 in the fucking country. They have stormed the court so much. Get the fuck out of here, Duke, man. Duke's the worst. Dude,
I mean, this is just so. Look, I was at a crossroads. I'm at a crossroads because part of me is like, if we bring it up, we make it worse. I do believe that. But at the same time, if you don't speak up for what you think is just ludicrous, then what do we got going here? You know what I mean? Like, this is ridiculous. In my opinion, like I said, if anyone should be in trouble, it should be Filipowski. It should be Filipowski because he trips the fucking guy. Like, I mean, I would not give anybody anything. I would just say, Filipowski, stop being a bitch. Go. All right. I wouldn't, but I'm being sarcastic by saying he's the one. They don't even give a shit about him. They're running past him. They don't even care about him. It's not like they stopped right in front of his face and started fucking with him. No, they don't even care. This is just such a ridiculous thing. And I'm fearful that they're really going to try to implement some rules. But I mean, dude, I've stormed at ECU. I randomly went to a San Diego State game when they had when Nevada had Musselman and they were top 10, and I stormed with San Diego State. This is ridiculous. We have 100 years of history to show that this is not a problem. What is he talking about? When are we going to take note? For what? Who got hurt? No one. No one's ever been hurt. Shut the fuck up.
He's gonna sit out against fucking Louisville because it's Louisville to make a point, and this just solidifies this fucking team ain't making it past fucking first weekend. They're soft as fuck. This is ridiculous. That's why Tennessee punked their fucking ass last year. Look at that. Look at that. People fucking tweeting at me. My own fucking, they got to zoom in on me.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
Colby, this is how bad it is. My fiance, who thinks I go a little over the top at times, she's watching it with me, Shelby, and she goes, "What is this, fucking soccer? What are we?"
My wife too, dude. My wife goes, "What's?" My wife's blaming the Duke player. My wife's watching and saying, blaming the Duke player. And it's like, dude, but this is the problem to me and maybe like Twitter's an illusion on this, but I definitely felt like I was in the minority. Everyone's sitting there arguing with me. I know you were going through it too. I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck? And seeing, like, I like Pat Forty. I've met Pat. I like him. But it's like, what are you talking about, man?
I like a lot of these guys, but
what are you talking about? I don't understand how.
Fella right there.
Yeah,
that's a good-looking son of a bitch. Thanks for my screenshot. I mean,
it's ridiculous.
I had people fucking tweet at me, "Go kill yourself." I'm like, what? Go kill yourself over this?
Yeah,
it was wild.
Private school pussies. You know, they have a lot of private school pussy fans too, and clearly. I was arguing about. I mean, I love the fact that they think court storming. One guy was saying the court storming this year's like this was never happening before. Sorry, ESPN Plus may magnify this now in Twitter, but trust me, it was happening 20 years ago. I stormed a ECU Louisville game, right? In Greenville, North Carolina. And dude, this shit's been going on. Just because they see Tarleton State, they're like, no, they didn't do that before. Trust me, mid-majors did it before. And like I said, it doesn't take much. Doesn't take much Googling to see court storms in the 1950s, all right, or the 1940s. I mean, like I said, I have a memory in my head just from watching NBA, but Bob Cousy doing the fucking thing. The Suns Celtics series with Havlicek. You know what I mean? Like, you could go one by one. This is just the dumbest thing. And I'm sorry, we're beating a dead horse, but I find it so ridiculous that this is like everywhere you turn on TV, we have a serious problem. We have a serious problem.
Serious problem.
It's just I'm at a loss for words. Like I'm at a loss for like you're gonna remove this from the game. These idiots don't realize that the fans pay their fucking bills. If you ruin the fan experience, guess what? College basketball does not have pros, right?
Correct.
Have fun. Yeah. Have fun not storming and everyone watching Virginia's fucking offense. All right? Have fun with that. All right?
And I'm getting ready to plug it too. If you really were offended by this today and you want court storming ban, go subscribe to the NBA Gambling Podcast. That fucking league blows ass. But you know what? Those guys do a great job over there. So we might as well plug our own network. The NBA is a fucking joke of a league. It has become so corporate and so unwatchable. If you don't like court storming, you don't like the fan experience, you don't like the home atmosphere, go watch the NBA and don't fucking ever come back because we don't fucking want your sorry ass.
And look at this, Matt Norlander tweeting out what Kyle Filipowski told CBS TV. I absolutely feel like it was personal, intentional for sure. For you, For you, it was intentional. What are you talking about? There's no reason where they see a big guy like this trying to work my way off the court. What the fuck? You're delusional. The tape. Noah, play the tape again.
You're going to say it was a calf strain.
Where
tomorrow.
was
That'll
it?
Be the next
play the youtube.com/thecollegeexerience. Start from the beginning. What? Look at that. How is that? They're not even, they're running past him. This is such a crock of shit. Now, this guy pushes him. Sure. All right, but it's nothing. He's already pushed this guy. So, of course, he's going to do that. Right? And it doesn't even really push him. He doesn't even really push him. Yeah.
He was sticking up for his boy that got tripped. Good for him.
Who cares? This is a nothing story. He's a bitch. Like, that is it. Like, to me, dude, how many times we just watched tape from the 80s game, Maryland. You didn't see the Maryland players going out of the way pushing the fans. You didn't see that. I mean, when I went to Nevada, San Diego State recently, and I stormed the fucking court, you know, we went past the Nevada players, but no one's going deliberately. I mean, you're screaming, you know what I mean? You're like, yeah, you know, but this is just absurd.
And real quick, John Shire's a fucking liar, by the way. I was at the game when they played Maryland, Grievous Vasquez versus fucking John Shire, and Maryland beat them the last game before Duke ran the table for the 2010 national championship at College Park. They stormed the fuck out of that court. And there wasn't any time. There was time on the clock when they got on that court, and nobody got hurt. So, John Shire, shut the fuck up. You have been on the player side of it. Stop fucking lying. I've seen it. It's a lie. I'm so sick of these people, man.
Well, how can they be so oblivious? I don't. They're so oblivious to what makes college basketball great.
Unique and great. Yeah.
How could you be that oblivious to think that we need to change this thing where no one's gotten injured over the history of the game? You know, this you're gonna jeopardize this. I bet you this changes the fucking rule if I had to bet. Go over to cut minus 200 odds on that. I guarantee you the ACC implements some bullshit, or the NCAA does, or whatever, the new Power 2. But you know, they don't even realize what makes it unique. College sports, I love college sports, but also like what kills college sports is how stupid they are. They never know why people like it. Like, to me, they don't know why. It's amazing to me. Like college football, college basketball, the people in charge are the most unaware motherfuckers. They don't even know their own product. What makes their own product? That includes ESPN. That includes Fox. That includes everyone. They don't even realize what makes their product unique. And not only this court storming shit, it's other shit too that we've talked about recently. It's hilarious to me. But anyway, I guess we should start.
Another good point that you guys haven't brought up yet is, I mean, Mac being a former coach is plugged into the industry. And I mean, go ahead and say what you said pre-show.
Yeah, dude, I've gotten texts from multiple people saying, dude, you're right on. You're spot on. Yeah, like, and I know the major outlets are claiming that, yeah, a lot of people want to ban. Nobody wants to ban court storming because that's a program changing, defining win. That's the best win of the Steve Forbes era. That buys your fan base in. And honestly, when we got our when the court was stormed against us at West Virginia at Texas Tech, I took it as, hey man, we've really built this place into something special where they're storming against us because we're on their calendar. And Duke has always embraced that, but then this shit today, how many times has Kansas got this shit stormed against them? Nothing ever happens.
Dude, it's just
UConn. I mean, it goes down like one thing happens. It's an ankle, and I mean, we're acting like the motherfucker got shot. He didn't get shot.
Yeah.
We don't even know if it's an ankle or fucking knee. It might be a fucking.
He didn't even get fucking it.
He tomorrow.
Dude, he could have got the same thing mowing his lawn tomorrow morning. Shut the fuck up. It's
banging his girlfriend fucking all night. Like, get the fuck out of here, man.
The last thing that Colby at least told me off show, and I want to emphasize it again, like, these are a bunch of students running onto the court. The students pay tuition. And once again, it's not only just the TV network's money that goes to the athletic departments. It's everybody that's currently rushing the floor. Their money gets funneled into everything at the school. Like, they are a part of that. That's the college experience.
Yeah. And if you want to do a deep dive on that, they've been ripping off students for a long fucking time. All right. I mean, we could, I mean, subscribe to the college offseason experience because we can do a deep dive on that too. I mean, it's just insane. Anyway, I know we got a show to do, but I just find it so fucking ridiculous. And it bothers me that no one has any courage.
I haven't seen anybody honestly, with this take other than us.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying we're a fucking independent podcast. Somebody at ESPN who they're concerned about their job, in my opinion. And it's just like, just say that this is nothing, because it really is nothing. It's nothing. If anything, Duke instigated it, and that's what they get, you know. But there's nothing. It's just nothing. It's absolutely nothing. Yeah.
Fucking cowards in this world. I can't stand it, man.
Yeah. Hawaii's up 14 though, so I mean, we're looking all right there.
I hate to bring it back up because we just went 25 minutes on it, but did we talk about the Wake Forest AD at all? Because Mac made good points again, like pre-show.
Coward.
Well, first off, this is the AD. I mean, I know him because if memory serves me correct, he was at Kansas State and he went to Tennessee. Now Tennessee fired him early on, but I know it because Mike Leach had a handshake deal. Mike Leach had a handshake deal to become Tennessee's next head coach, but this was after the Greg Schiano fiasco, where the whole state of Tennessee made Greg Schiano look like he was in Sandusky's basement having pillow fights with fucking 7-year-olds when he had nothing to do with it. That's still one of the most ridiculous stories of all time, to throw a man into that mix. But yeah, I mean, he what did he say? What was his statements? It was like something to the effect of, "We're going to be at the forefront of where the college sports. We're not going to make sure no one's ever going to storm the court ever again, and you can got my word." Please fire him. Wait. By the way, Wake Forest won't have to worry about that because they're 2,000 fucking enrollment. All right, they can barely storm. All right, that's the irony of all of this. That's the irony of all of this is like, how many fans, you have like fucking 400 fans. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing?
All right. So
that guy, he's a dumbass is what he is. I'll call it spade. He's a dumbass. Like you said, you talked about his track record at Tennessee, going back to his track record at K-State. He wanted Frank Martin out. Frank Martin was the one that got the program going with the momentum of what they have now to Bruce Weber, to Jerome Tang.
And what did Frank Martin do at South Carolina? He went to a Final Four.
He went to a fucking Final Four again. This dumbass is freaking. He can't freaking wind his watch or fucking tie his fucking shoe.
John Curry, Wake Forest Director of Athletics. On behalf of Wake Forest, we sincerely regret the unfortunate on-court incident following this afternoon's men's basketball game and hope the involved Duke student athlete is doing better. I called Duke Vice President and Director of Athletics Nina King and ACC Senior Associate Commissioner Paul Brazeau immediately after the game and expressed our sincere regret for the situation and our concern for the Duke student athlete's well-being. Although our event management staff and security had rehearsed post-game procedures to protect the visiting team and officials, we clearly must do better. I appreciate the post-game comments of Duke head coach John Shire, and I am in complete agreement that something must be done about the national phenomenon of court and field storming, and Wake Forest looks forward to being part of those conversations. John Curry, Wake Forest Director of Athletics.
See, this is the problem, in my opinion. This generation, and including my own generation, because this guy's probably older than me. If I had to bet, my brothers, whatever, my oldest brothers, there's no one's got any fucking guts. Everyone's a pussy. Everyone's a pussy.
100%.
He caved to public pressure, and he's just like, and I'm sure, like the chat said, he had a lawyer write that. I just find that so ridiculous. The ongoing problem, that Caitlin Clark has pushed a fan, and that Kyle Filipowski has pushed a fan and tripped the fan. That's the problem. The problem is the players are little bitches. And they see an opportunity to be a fucking news story. I don't even think it's that. I don't even think it was that calculated. I think Kyle Filipowski you lose a game, you feel like shit, and you're upset, and you go to trip a player. I don't think it's that's the way I see it. I don't even. And I don't think he should be suspended. I was being sarcastic by saying, but I do believe if anyone should feel the wrath, it should be him. But It's the way I feel about it, and I think I'm right. I believe I'm right, but
I know we are right. I don't give a fuck what all these fucking people send me all this bullshit on Twitter right now. I know I'm right. I know you're right. This is bullshit.
The tape. We have the fucking tape. Watch the tape. I mean, like what? It's not like, we were at the game and there's no tape and we're like, no, I saw what I saw because you had different angles. That shit we've played it twice. YouTube.com/thecollegeexerience. All right, let's jump into talking because I know the fucking people out there are probably like me. I'm sick of hearing it. That's what I'm saying. It's a catch-22 because we cover the show. I'm sick of fucking hearing it when I see it on TV. So I don't even know how to it's the ultimate, conundrum. It's like sitting there like we keep talking about it, but I fucking hate it. And the more we talk about it, the more damage we do in a way. So,
but we have to because we're the only show on this side, and we're fighting CBS and ESPN and Fox. Unfortunately, it's TCE versus ESPN, Fox, and ESPN. Unfortunately,
they have a lot more money than us.
They do, unfortunately.
But it's okay if you Google college basketball podcast, we're right there. All right, we're independent. All right, started out in a garage pushing a lawnmower out the way. All right, and by the way, when I would push that lawnmower out the way, I got way worse injuries than Kyle Filipowski. All right,
and those motherfuckers better go Final
and Caitlin Clark. All right, but no one wants to say it because Caitlin Clark's a women's basketball player. Look, she's fucking amazing. But let's be honest, that was bullshit. You know the irony though. I'm sorry I can't put this topic down. I find this shit hilarious. Every Thanksgiving weekend, we get to watch court storming at every fucking Target, every Walmart, every every Hex,
Black Friday,
Bloomingdale's, whatever the fuck, right? And I mean, look, I know they overcover that shit on the news, but this is a part of American fucking culture. It's a part of American culture, and I just think it's so ridiculous. We're gonna ban it in one capacity, but the other one happens every fucking Black Friday. I got a Target by me. I used to live in Hollywood. I didn't even realize. Right, I just wanted to go to Target. Right, I just was like, oh, let me go to fucking Target. I wasn't even paying attention. Oh, tomorrow's Black Friday. There was like 700 people camping out at a fucking Target. Get the fuck out of here, man. I mean, look, we see these videos every day. Every year, not every day, every year. And I just think it's ridiculous that we can say it's okay in this capacity, but we can't in this one. Because why? I would love to know. This is a staple of our society now. And look, I find that one outrageous. I think foot sports, I understand a little bit more, but still, we're fucking stupid. And I would like to know the difference, Jay Billis. And I'll ask Jay if we get Jay on the show. You have my word. I will ask him that same thing, and I will argue him face to fucking face if he lets me. But yeah, regarding our situation with our stance on how ridiculous. First off, I was very pleased to see, just a couple other voices of reason. Whether it was Randolph Childress, obviously he's a Wake guy. But I mean, Duke fans have still had Vietnam flashbacks of him destroying their fucking teams. But also, I just thought it was funny some of the shit that came forward today. I know I posted the Bob Cousy shit in 1962 or 61, I think it was, where the whole court gets stormed. But I think one of the best things for these Duke fans that keep saying there's 0.4 on the clock, not 4 seconds, 0.4 on the clock. 4 months ago, Duke played a football game against Clemson. And do we have any? Can we show I know we can't play the video because they'll sue us. ESPN will sue us. And they'll definitely sue us because I've been talking shit about them for the past couple of days. 20 seconds on the clock. This is September. 20 seconds still on the clock, and all of Duke's private school pussy ass is on the field. All right, youtube.com/thecollegeexerience. So, I mean, how great is this, man? How great is this?
The irony.
The irony is amazing. Yes. I mean, I was glad to see Julius Hodge, former NC State Wolfpack guard, who I believe is at Little Rock now. He tweeted out something similar, saying like, "How ridiculous is this? What are we going to say? No cussing in the future? We're not going to allow." He was like, "Court storms are amazing. If you've ever been a part of one, everyone but the losing team loves a court storm." He said something to that regard. Shout out to Julius Hodge. I know he's an NC State guy, but hey, I call a spade a spade. All right, and one of the things that I thought was hilarious too was, I was arguing with these people, and they're like, "This is why you never storm in March Madness, right?" So I was curious, and I was like, "What is the biggest play in March Madness?" Off the top of my head, and I said, "Jimmy Valvano." Yep. Jimmy Valvano, and then I load up that clip on YouTube, and I remember that documentary where they said remember Valvano couldn't find Sidney Lowe, he couldn't find Whittington, right? And he's looking around. Oh, he's looking around because the whole court got stormed by NC State fans. Get the fuck out of here, these people. But anyway, I know I don't want to do a 30-minute thing again on this topic, but anyone that thinks court storm should change. And one of my favorites is the people say, in football, you can do it because there's a 100-yard field. In basketball, it's much more dangerous. I think I saw someone saying that on your page, and I commented in, and I was like, what are you talking about? When you bring down a goalpost and it hits you in the head, because that's actually happened a bunch of times before. I mean, I want to say way back in the day, someone actually lost their life with that shit, right? In high school or D2 or something, in like the 80s or 90s, right? So to say that basketball is a more dangerous. Why? What's ever happened? Nothing. Nothing's ever happened. And look, I strongly urge everyone in football to storm the field too. If it's organic and the upset's there or whatever you want, it doesn't even have to be an upset. To me, if and that's another thing. These people are saying, well, Wake was a favorite. Wake hadn't had a big win in like 15 years. All right. They should storm every single time you beat Duke or Carolina. Do you ever look at the budget that Wake spends compared to the other two schools? They should storm every fucking time they beat those teams.
They were a favorite in the eyes of people that bet on the sport every day. You can't tell me they were a favorite to the average Joe on the street, because I got multiple texts saying, why is Duke an underdog? Duke is way better than Wake. They're number 8 in the country. But we understood the situational spot, and we took Wake and we hit on Wake because we understood the magnitude of what that game would do for Wake in getting them to the dance. But I don't give a fuck what the point spread is. That doesn't matter. Like you said, if you're camped out for days leading up to this Duke game, it's your biggest crowd in a decade trying to get back to the dance, and then you beat Duke, storm the shit out of that court. And I can't believe how many cowards in this media we have. Nobody gives their real opinion anymore, unfortunately.
And no one has any grit. Like shout out to Zach, who just gave us $100. He hit a 6-leg parlay. Appreciate that, Zach. YouTube.com/thecollegeexerience. How many people, look, he's not really hurt. This is a great point that someone brought up in the chat. Remember that 1980, I think it was 82. I actually have a bobblehead from Kevin Moan back there for the California Golden Bears, who returned that kick. Well, sort of returned the kick. Everyone was pitching the ball against John Elway and Stanford, where the band came on the field and he blasted the band guy. That was a way worse hit than anything we've seen in a basketball court, right? Yeah, way worse. He goes out of his way. He had already scored. He just goes out of his way to destroy the band guy. One of the funniest plays, one of my favorite, the perfect metaphor to explain football to an alien, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, can you imagine that? We went from that, but guess what? Everyone said, get up. No one, they didn't call the fucking paramedics. They didn't need, he didn't need to be carried off. Like, get your ass up and get off there. Cause that's real. I mean, come on. We blow everything so out of proportion. It's really unbelievable. And I know I make it worse by talking about it. So we can move along, but anyway, anything else you want to add to this ridiculous, I just can't believe this many people are on the side of that. We have a real problem. No, we don't. The problem, actually, the real problem is people trying to say that they have a problem. You know what I mean? That's the problem. But anyway, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse.
I can't believe that we had Duke athletic department people tweeting at me. This. I was so dumbfounded.
Yeah. Fuck that guy. All right. And I'll say that to his face. All right.
Ridiculous.
It's just ridiculous that we need change. When he tweeted that out, like, you know, to me, like, you only tweet shit out like that if it's like the George Floyd situation, or Hawaii, all of Hawaii burnt down or something. You know, like, he says we need change. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. It's just insane to me. It's just absolutely insane to me. Kyle Filipowski tweeted that out, folks. If you didn't catch that, I mean, it's making it seem like this is the biggest problem. It's like, dude, first off, you initiated the contact. Yeah, this got to change. Oh man. All right.
If we go and first off, like, neither of us said we were glad he got hurt. We're just laughing at the.
No, I actually said I hope he breaks his leg because of look, and I'm saying that this is a comedy show. We do a comedy show, right? I'm not going to apologize for me saying I hope he breaks his leg, because to me, after he made that big fucking scene,
yeah.
I do hope he slips on like fucking black ice, because I'm like, dude, you overdid it so much. It's Oscar season. I know we should definitely nominate you. All right. But yeah, I mean, it's a comedy show. Anyone that's taking that literally, it's on you. All right. It's on you. All right. People messaging me saying I'm a piece of shit for that. Okay, whatever. I don't care. All right. Maybe he should not be a piece of shit. That's the way I see it. We are joined by third man in the booth. They call him the DFS god. I'm going to go ahead and say he is the bullshit god for, we're going to just get into it. We're going to get into it. Give it up for the rooftop IPA drinking, homebrew making, tobacco road living, the free lot giving, former Herndon Basketball League MVP. Give it up for NC Nick in the place to be.
All right, we got a big slate Tuesday. Let's jump right in.
Well, I don't get bring the head cold, but
oh man,
not so fast. Not so fast.
Did something happen over the weekend that I'm not aware of?
Oh, and love the fact that this bullshit network known as ESPN is saying, right now, as I'm watching the game, like past 3 minutes, Filipowski avoids major injury. Now, what even better, they never x-rayed him. Shut the fuck up, ESPN. You are so ridiculous. NC Nick, the people have been asking for you and your take. Brothers are fighting, because here's the thing. I'll say from the start, if this was UCLA, NC Nick would be all on our side. I guarantee you. He would be all on our side. Yes. Wrong. I really believe that. That. You try to change my mind here, but
no, because for me, I've been watching this year after. First off, I like court storming. Court storming is very college basketball. I've always been a fan of court storming, but you either do it the right way or you put in a couple of very simple measures that really doesn't take away anything to get the players off the court. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to come on here like some of these ESPN guys and say, oh, court storming is the worst thing ever and it needs to be like the NBA. No, that's never been my take, but I've seen enough watching Duke. I mean, Duke is a team that has been court stormed the most, or right up there with other blue bloods like Kansas and Kentucky, et cetera. So I see this a couple times a year, and I'm not a fan of the players having to sift themselves, filter themselves through a huge crowd of unrushing college students. It's just, it can be easily avoided.
No.
Okay. So that's my point.
I think that's great.
Disagree.
Yeah. I think that's great because we know Duke is paying more for those players than any other fucking university for the most part, especially Wake Forest.
I don't see why that matters.
They should, because this is their right. This is their time to shine. They beat a team that spends more money on basketball than them.
Okay. I'm not against Wake Forest storming the court.
And to me, if the players can't handle that, that's on them.
Dude, 30 seconds. Give them 30 seconds to get off the court. And you have a little countdown.
No.
And people love countdowns.
No.
And then the fans rush in.
No.
Why do you want to put players in that position? They should not have to do
What are you talking about? When you go to a game, you go through a metal detector. It's not like they're going to have, what's the worst that happens? And no one was even trying to talk to Filipowski. They were running past him. No.
The one guy he pushed, definitely right before he got pushed, he turned right towards Filipowski.
And he went, woo! Which what anyone would do. Which would anyone? That's a road game.
First
that's
off,
a road
and also,
game.
usually in this situation, you defend the player pushing or hitting the student that jumps in his face. I'm surprised you didn't defend
because he didn't jump it. It was like a drive-by woo. It was not him jumping in the face. We can play the clip. We can play the clip if we want.
You started by saying
Noah,
if it was UCLA. I would say if it was anybody other than Duke, you would defend that player.
No, I would not.
Yes, you would.
Caitlin Clark did it. I just said the fucking same thing for Caitlin Clark.
That was a little bit different.
No, it was not.
If you showed that view of the top view of all the players rushing towards Filipowski, that was a little bit different situation than the one person that ran into Caitlin Clark.
No. It's completely the same. And that guy is not. Look at that. He's not saying any. He's going and he goes woo because he's going past him.
Freeze it right.
Yes.
He looks right at him right there.
But he's clearly going to the middle of the court. You are on very thin ice on this fucking one, man. You are grasping at straws if you think he's just like, yeah.
Okay.
That's normal. I'm not buying this one bit, and I completely disagree. I completely disagree, and that has nothing to do with Duke.
Your opinion.
It has nothing to do with Duke. I said the same when it was Alabama, Tennessee, because in my opinion, all of this started with Alabama football. They complained to the SEC about Alabama, Tennessee when they took the goalpost to the river, right? They complained about that. Greg Sankey put in, had a big meeting about this, and they were talking about potentially giving up away games or home games in conference based on court storms or field storms, right? That started this movement, in my opinion. It was not Duke. It was Alabama football. But in my opinion, all of it is bullshit. You should do it every single time that you get a chance. Like Wake Forest should do it. That was the biggest win they've had in 15 years. Anyone trying to justify that, get the fuck out of here. That probably put them in the NCAA tournament, providing they don't fuck it up against Notre Dame.
You're talking about others then, because I have no problem with the Wake Forest court storming. I see 2 to 3 teams a year court storm against Duke. I've seen it done right, where there's enough security to filter students away from athletes and to protect the athletes, and I've seen it done wrong, like here at Wake Forest. Now, perhaps this was Wake Forest's first sellout in 7 years, so maybe they're not used to them court storming, at least recently. But there was absolutely no protection for the athletes.
And Filipowski's
players were on the court,
full on bitch. We need change. We need change.
First off,
let me
talk about
2020.
Okay, Filipowski. Well, so as a Duke fan, he's a very hard player to like. He's moody. He's kind of whiny, and he definitely took it way too far after the fact when he was saying, "Oh, I was targeted and stuff." I agree 100% on that. I lost my train of thought of where I was going before that.
Yeah, but anyway, it started with Alabama, and to me, like the people that argue basketball, at least football, a goalpost going down, I see the danger, but I still say, hey, this is college athletics. This is part of the fun. You storm, be aware that the goalpost is going down. In basketball, there's absolutely nothing. There's nothing worthy of saying this. You shouldn't do this. This is, unless you didn't have metal detectors before your stadium or something, where someone could bring in a revolver or something. That would be the only time I'd be like, "What? No." But
I don't know. I don't think we have to go that far. I mean, there's metal detectors in jail, but there's still shanks. I don't think we have to take it that far. I just think it's such an easy fix to have enough security or to do a 30-second shot clock after the game.
No, the 30-second thing is horrible.
Why?
That is the worst idea.
Why? It's
because
30
it's stupid.
fucking
They're just
seconds.
gonna sit there like it's fucking like
no, they're gonna count. They're gonna
take
count
the
down
natural out
with
of
the
it.
shot clock. If anything, excitement is gonna build because everybody loves a countdown. It's what everybody does on New Year's Eve. Okay, they're gonna count down and then they're gonna.
That is
bum
the
rush
cheesiest.
the same
That is the
thing.
cheesiest shit I've ever heard in my life. Are we at our 30 seconds before we storm? No, that is a horrible idea.
I don't know.
Horrible idea.
So you are completely unwilling to bend at all. Okay.
Yes.
So
because there's never been a problem. When has there been a problem?
There's been
this
lots
is not
of
a problem.
problems.
This is not a problem.
Again, I'm so used to this happening to my team a couple of times a year. Whenever I see a court storm, even if Duke isn't involved, I'm watching the opposing players because I know because I've seen it. Fans get into faces, they push. Players don't need to deal with that.
Yes,
after
they
you
do.
play a
Yes,
40-minute
they do.
game. Why do they need to deal with that?
Because that's the fun of playing a road game. This is what you sign up for. They're going to come and make fun of you, and you have to be.
Part of the road game is not trying to push yourself away from opponents after the game. I'm sorry, not opponents, but fans.
Dude, Duke fans forever have been putting fucking phone numbers of fucking ex-girlfriends or whatever, or current girlfriends, right? They have pushed the line on all this shit,
Dude,
and I think that's
so
fair
different.
game.
You were
They
comparing
basically
apples
stuck
to
the
oranges.
inbounder.
No,
On
it's
the
not. They
sideline
were
out of
making fun of the
bounds.
one dude for fucking
They're not
having
making
herpes,
contact
right?
with them, Ryan. It's totally fucking different.
No, it is not. No, it is
Well,
not.
there would have
guys
been
are
no
insane. All right,
contact
look,
if Phil
yeah,
Fowler
We can
got
talk
out of
about
the
this for an
way.
hour, but we're going to agree to disagree. So I don't know if there's any point in going further unless you want.
I would argue the
you're
other
not
one is
changing my
way more
mind. I'm not
personal.
changing your
Yeah.
mind. So,
Yeah, but you're a Duke fan. We're not Duke fans.
but you're Duke haters.
I hate.
It wasn't about
Dude,
Duke.
I'll say
until
I
the
said the
media
same
got
for
involved.
Alabama. I said the same for Alabama. I said the same for Iowa or Ohio State, whatever you want to deem, right? And then the same. Mine is consistent on all bases here.
Well, I've never been inconsistent either.
Yeah, because you're a Duke fan, though.
Okay.
You think
well, that's
Alabama,
probably
Tennessee? You think Alabama, Tennessee was
Well,
the same situation?
That's why, like, you brought up like Julius Hodge's comments. Well, Julius Hodge, like, nobody ever rushed the court after playing NC State. So how can you be in that situation of the athlete?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't. I don't know.
No, they haven't. Nobody's ever rushed the court after beating NC State.
I don't know. ECU
Maybe in the
done
Jimmy
that.
V days.
ECU would have done that.
Well,
All
well,
right?
ECU wouldn't beat him in basketball. So
Either way, like to me, Alabama, Tennessee, I think Alabama's little bitches. I thought Caitlin Clark was a little bitch regarding that stuff, and I still think Duke handled this like absolute bitches.
and then for you to call out Shire, like, what is Shire
Yeah,
supposed to do?
he's a
He's not supposed to
fucking
defend his player.
Okay, there's one.
Why
thing,
would?
but
And
there's
here's the
one
other
thing
thing too.
defending your player, but to
You have
say to then say, oh, we when are we going to get change?
Why would John Shire want court storming? See, your inability to put yourself in other people's shoes has blinded you here.
No, I
Why
understand
would the
his
coach
logic.
of Duke want court storming?
He should want it because college basketball is the driving force behind this.
College basketball will be okay if court storming is slightly changed. It's
If
not
they don't
gonna
allow
die.
court storming, I bet you. To me, it'll hurt my fandom of being involved with the sport.
Well, I think it'll be okay.
Now, Bill Self said the same thing though, so he doubled down on your boy Shire.
Right.
Of course, the top
coaches
5
are
schools.
coaches are
Nick Saban.
Coaches are control freaks. And first off, these are the coaches that get court stormed the most. And that's a situation they cannot control. Why would they want their players having to deal with that after a game? Okay. So to call John Shire a little bitch or something, it was it's so stupid because you're
he
not
was
putting
a bitch.
yourself in, you're
No.
not putting yourself in his shoes.
I
You're only putting
I am
yourself as
too.
the position of the fan.
Get the fuck out of
That's-
here.
no.
I would not say that if I was John Shire. I would not say that.
Well, you're
I
not
would not
John
say that.
Shire. You're not putting yourself in his shoes.
I am putting myself in his shoes.
You have the fan perspective, and that is it.
No, bullshit.
You don't have the athlete perspective or the coach perspective, just the fan.
Oh, you
I
are
try
full
to
of
think
shit.
of everybody involved.
Says who? Says who? You.
That's me.
I am looking at it from the coaching perspective too. And I would sit there, okay, I would defend Filipowski for a second, but I wouldn't say, when are we doing this? The Caitlin Clark situation. No, I would not say that.
Again, why would Shire want court storming?
Because it's better for the product. It's better for the
product.
product. It pays his salary in a way.
So marginally better, then it's not going to affect his salary at all.
All I'm saying is, so why is that? I haven't seen Rick Pitino bitch about this. I haven't seen a lot of other coaches bitch about this. I know Mike Leach. I know Mike Leach was for it. I wish Mike Leach was around right now because I know Mike Leach was for it.
Well, now we're getting into different sports here, but I wasn't saying
it's all the same. It's all the same, dude. It's all the same.
I've been on both sides of this, and I've got the court stormed against me when we lost. And like I joke, we storm the court every year in Kansas. Never an issue. There's never been an issue until this Saturday and Caitlin Clark. And now I guess we're catching on camera, and it's just blown way out of proportion. And then for Jay Billis, I mean, that was ridiculous. I mean,
everyone should be arrested. He's the fucking worst
crime
on
under
that
control in our
topic.
cities in America, and he wants to arrest students for fucking storming the court.
That's something we can agree on.
Talk about so out of touch in reality. And yes, he happens to be a Duke guy. I like it, not to bring it back to Duke every time, but Bills is a big voice for the Dukies and for ESPN and for Stephen A. and Shannon Sharp not to push back on that. What a joke.
That's what I'm saying. You can tell the narrative from the start. The narrative from the start from ESPN, it says Filipowski avoids major injury.
Yes.
They never even did x-rays.
I wouldn't put it above Filipowski to exaggerate that. Okay.
This is just the most ridiculous
it was
shit.
the most uncertain injury since fucking Caddyshack when he got hit with the golf ball. He goes, my arm. He goes, is it my knee? Is it my ankle? He didn't know what he hurt. But but they lost. He was in his feelings. He had just turned it over. So
he didn't turn it over.
He was in the play.
That was
turned
Proctor.
it over.
Proctor hot potatoed it to him when he wasn't expecting it because a big man shouldn't expect it right there. But okay. What else do we have to discuss on this matter?
Long live court storm.
Yes, long live court storming, and Stanford Cal is the greatest play of all time. All right. Yes, Seth Davis is the absolute worst at this. He's comparing it to concerts. In concerts, there's a reason why the musicians are on stage. What concerts you going to, man? The concerts I've gone to, the best part is when the musicians are fucking jumping up in the fucking crowd and you got a mosh pit going. You know what I mean? This fucking guy over here. Oh man, don't let me start with Seth Davis. Anyway, folks, long live court storming. Anyone that thinks otherwise, in my opinion, fuck them.